What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. So I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Welcome, guys. Hope you're having a great weekend. We had a great week. Obviously, we did see some downward movement in the week, but it is what it is, right, guys? Hope you guys took advantage of some of those dips, and it'll pay off in the long run, right? RC, what's going on? TJ, what's up, man? Rugged. Troy's in the house. Your name's not green. Jay, Tim. Let's see here. Larry, Rodney, Art, Rugged, MeX. What's going on, guys? Let me get my drink real quick. How's everybody doing today? Drink some energy drink so it can be pumped. Let's go. Rosales, what's going on, brother? All right, let's do this. All right, so welcome, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day. Let's see what is going on with the charts today. We got some good articles that we're going to check out. We're going to look at some charts, couple projects that are pumping right now that we're going to go over. Right now, Bitcoin sitting at around 60,900. Bitcoin not doing the best, not doing the worst, but like I told you guys, when we were kind of pumping up, I said, listen, we could easily come up towards this trend line, which would be somewhere around the 62.3, 62.4, somewhere around there, and still break down below. Obviously, it's saying that we have not broke above this trend, so we're not definitely anywhere out of the woods yet as far as us moving up. Now, we're not far, but at the same time, we didn't even come up yet to come back and retest this trend line that I have somewhere around at least the 62,000 area. You can see that we have kind of broke down a little while ago. Earlier we did break down, or I think this was yesterday if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was yesterday. We broke down to about 59.9, but we did not come all the way back down. And since then, obviously, we went into the weekend. Weekend's going to give us low volume, so we're really going to just chop around most likely from where we're at. I would expect that probably tomorrow, Sunday night, with anticipation of the week coming up. Not that anything crazy is going to be happening, but with the anticipation of the week coming up, I would imagine that the prices are going to start moving around Sunday night. Let me see here. So it looks like July the 2nd, we have coming up, July the 2nd, which is this week coming up. Jerome Powell's going to talk. We have the JOLTS opening, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Jerome Powell is going to be speaking, like I said, around 2:30 Eastern Standard Time on July the 2nd. You know, whenever he talks, the markets are going to fluctuate, right? The markets are going to fluctuate, and, you know, since the last meeting that we had with Jerome Powell, it just wasn't good, right? We had good CPI report, good numbers coming out, and he still came out very, very hawkish. And we really have not recovered since that meeting, which was about 2 weeks ago. So, just reading the chat real quick. Troy said, it'll be green. I know, bro. Jay said, let me be the first to ask about Corgi, but I don't think anything is happening. We'll pull it up here in a minute. RJ said, call still holding my little bag, 15 billion. Jay said, when do we find out the official announcement on Solana's ETF? That's a good question. You know, and that's a good question, because if you guys notice, like today, Solana's been, she's been holding, right? She's been trying to hold above that 140 level. She is sitting at around 141, right under 142. She is holding right now. Not that anything's dumping per se, because Bitcoin technically up is about 1% technically today. You know, the markets, like I said, it's weekend. Volume's going to be down, but with Solana, with the ETFs, you have to remember is that right now it's hearsay, you know, as far as Solana being the next project that's going to get an ETF, you know, approval, right? We still haven't got the ETF for Ethereum that's gone live, right? We've got the approval. Everything's been checked as far as everything they needed to get done. Now we need to see Ethereum go live, which is supposed to happen probably this week coming up. It's going to be a big thing, I think, as far as just, you know, for Ethereum, for the whole crypto market, right? For any altcoins, I think this is going to be a good thing, and you guys know why, because, and we'll bring up the Ethereum chart. I've been telling you guys this for a while. you know, Ethereum's going to bring the alts with it, right? It's not necessarily going to, if Ethereum just starts moving, you're not going to necessarily see your favorite alts just go crazy, right? Unless they are trading on the Ethereum network, which we're going to cover a project right now that is running really well that's on Ethereum's network, right? But what I'm saying is right now Ethereum sitting at right under 3,400, right? I've been telling you this, we need to see Ethereum break above 4. Really want to see this 4,100 break above this 4,100 and hold as some support. When we see that, that's when I'm telling you guys, you're going to start seeing alts, and I mean across the board, your altcoins are going to start rallying like crazy. When this happens, you're going to see Bitcoin's dominance. I mean, it's already probably, as we start moving up to these areas, Bitcoin's dominance is going to continue to decrease. But when we get up to 4,100 and we stay up there and you're seeing all your favorite alts just starting to rally up and it's feeling very bullish again, especially in the altcoins, you're going to see Bitcoin's dominance starting to move down, right? Altcoin season is when Bitcoin's price is pretty stable, somewhere up towards its high, but the dominance is going to be somewhere in the 40s. Right now, we switch over, we look at Bitcoin's dominance. Bitcoin's dominance right now is still holding at 53.1%. You guys remember just 2 weeks ago, we were up to about 54% for Bitcoin dominance. So it has come down somewhat, but still holding pretty high at 53. 53% meaning the whole crypto market, market cap right now at 2.29 trillion. You can see right up here, 53% of that 2.29 trillion is all in Bitcoin, right? So what we want to see, and being in the alts, is we want to see Bitcoin's dominance decrease, right? We don't want to see Bitcoin crash or anything like that. Bitcoin, obviously, we want to see Bitcoin continue to do well, but we want to see some of that money that's in Bitcoin convert over to the alts, as well as we want to see our market cap for the whole crypto space increase, right? We don't want to just see the same money kind of fluctuating from Bitcoin to alts to Bitcoin, right? We want to see us both win. So in order for that, we're going to need more people coming into the space. We're going to need that market cap really to get up plus $4 trillion or more, right? That's when you're going to start seeing you're going to see all that money coming in, but that's when you're really going to see the alts particularly start running, right? But obviously that's with Bitcoin's dominance decreasing. Ethereum dominance 18.1%, holding strong. Obviously, everybody pretty much knows that this ETF is about to go live. I'm surprised that we haven't really seen a big rally on Ethereum, but if you really zoom out on Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum's technically just been really stable, holding at the levels that it's been. Let me zoom out a little bit more so you can see. So you can see, I mean, you go back, this is back 2023, the end of 23. This is pretty much, let me see here. Yeah, that was the bottom of our bear run as far as after we made highs in 2021. We fast forward, this is basically the end of 2023. This was the bottom. And you can see where Ethereum is right now. It's really been holding pretty well on this run. So with the ETFs about to drop, I'm expecting that Ethereum is probably going to see a nice run initially. But remember the volatility that we got for Bitcoin's ETF. Now, I don't know if it's going to be manipulated necessarily like Ethereum, but after seeing that, that's the only thing we really can run off of, right? Because Bitcoin's really the only ETF that we have, right? With that being said, Bitcoin's ETF was a little bumpy, right? It was a little bumpy. It was, just a little hectic. So what I'm saying is expect volatility as we get to that date of whenever Ethereum is going to be going live. I don't know if we've got the exact date, but I could have sworn that we read an article. So it was most likely going to be around the 3rd is what we heard. So obviously we will be here having a party and kind of watching the charts as that occurs, with Ethereum's ETF, because it's a tongue twister. Ethereum ETF, it's like I don't know what to say when I'm trying to say it, but you guys understand what I'm saying. When that does happen, it's going to be a big thing for the alts, right? It's going to be a big thing for the crypto market, and that's why a lot of people are talking about Solana next, right? Solana obviously is one of the bigger projects. A lot of people were thinking XRP was going to get the next ETF, but I feel like Solana should be the next one, and that's why you're hearing a lot of chatter about it, because Solana just has so much going on in its ecosystem, right? Yes, XRP is a solid project. It is a big project, a lot of money in it, but what do you think is going to generate more revenue? Solana's ETF or an XRP ETF? I personally think Solana will. Now, you can say, Crypt, you're kind of biased, right? Because obviously we have our native token, NFK, that is built on Solana, no FUD Koala. Obviously, we have that on the Solana network. So we want to see Solana's ETF for sure, because guys, listen, if and when Solana's ETF goes live, you better believe there's going to be a massive, massive influx of money coming into Solana, Solana's DeFi, and no FUD Koala. I'm telling you guys. So be ready for that. But yeah, so just some exciting things, I think, with the ETFs as far as that. But, as far as an official announcement for Solana's ETF, nothing really yet. Right now, you can just say it's all hearsay until, we officially are hearing like the SEC announcing, that they just got, what are they, like applications from these big hedge funds in regards to, just like they did for Ethereum, right? So, but I'm sure we will be hearing about that eventually. A lot of people were thinking it was going to be sometime in next year, but given what we have with Ethereum getting approved so fast, you never know with Solana. We could have an ETF for Solana in the next like 2 or 3 months. So I don't think it's going to be like next month, though. I really don't think it's going to be next month. So let's pull up MOG, because I know MOG is one of the bigger projects that's running. Obviously, we're looking at the crypto bubbles real quick. When I pulled this up, getting it ready for the stream, I was like, holy crap. I'm like, holy crap, MOG. I know in the Discord, a couple people were saying that MOG had just hit all-time highs, but I kind of forgot because I read it when I was like half asleep as far as the Discord. And when I pulled this up right before the stream started, I saw this enormous bubble, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. MOG has been running like crazy right now. So you guys can see across the board, today, if you really were looking at the crypto bubbles, you would think it's like even down the board, right? Where you do have green, but you also have just as much red across the board. So, it's just a weekend, typical weekend. We're not seeing any kind of a dump, but we're definitely not seeing any kind of a pump, right? No diddy on that one. But going over to MOG, you guys can see I had to update the fib retracement. So you can see MOG. I think is Gina in the house? She was asking me, oh, look who just jumped in. Gina, what's going on? Gina was asking me about selling MOG. What was that, a couple days ago? Gina, did you end up selling your MOG or did you keep it? I know we talked about that, and I was saying, it's obviously your decision, but given with the ETFs for Ethereum coming out, I was saying maybe we might want to wait till after that. Drinking some Land Shark. This is like a Key West beer. I said, I just got back from the islands, like 2 weeks ago. Might as well just continue to drink that island beer, right, for right now. The bubbles, they just hit your lips so good. Manny, what's going on? Troy, NFK, boom. RJ said, Corgi with knife, if we could check that project, please. I'm currently holding $5 billion. We'll pull that up here in a second, bro. We will pull it up. So as far as MOG, you guys know obviously what I'm going to say, right? What are we going to say about this, guys? Broken record, but you have to remember what I'm going to say. Just made all-time highs. As long as we hold this 236 level, we will keep this bullishness, and you guys can see that. Look at this beautiful this run. MOG started pumping, right? Kind of pumping, got rejected at the 236, bounced at the hold on, I always forget my fib. So yeah, ran up, hit its head on the 236, bounced at the 382, right? Next candle breaks the 236, gets rejected halfway up, finds some support on the 236, finds some support again on the 236, boom, makes another all-time high, right? So we're going to keep that kind of momentum running as long as MOG can stay above the 236. So MOG can come back down and retest this 236. Let me zoom out because I'm looking at the daily. MOG could easily, and you can see the swings now a little bit better, but MOG could easily come right back down to the 236. As long as it stays above this 236, it obviously will stay bullish. Now, I would like for it not to do that, only because, excuse me, you guys can see the trend, sloppy ass trend, but we'll move it over here in a second. You guys can basically see that somewhat of a trend right here, right? So obviously, if we came back down to the 236, we would break the upward trend that we do have. But at the same time, if we were to come back down and test the 236, it wouldn't be a bad thing in my opinion. I wouldn't want to see it necessarily. I would like for it to be just like a clean cut, maybe find some support on the trend, and then just continue to move. That would be probably the ultimate bullish scenario for MOG. Let's pull up MOG's market cap real quick and see. I know it's probably at like 600 now, if I'm not mistaken. 700 million. Wow. MOG has really been running, guys. It really has been running. It's probably one of the only projects in the last like 2 weeks that has really just jumped up and gone crazy. This obviously is due to, I would say, some of it because it is on the Ethereum network, but something must be going on the back end that you guys aren't telling me, right? As far as why MOG particularly is pumping. Let's see if there's any news. Leading gainers of the day amidst the market revival or what is that? Retrieval. Sorry. Meme coins to watch. BONK, Book of Meme. MOG leading the bull run with 100% gain potentials. Best crypto to buy. Let's see here. Looking for the next XRP. That's not it. Let's look at this real quick. So leading gainers of the day amidst the markets. Why can I not say this? Retrieval. I'm like, but it doesn't make sense. Markets retrieval. Let's see here. So the performance of the crypto market is in a bearish array. Cryptocurrencies hit new lows and turned the entire market sentiment dull. Some of the cryptocurrencies are slightly in the recovery stage. Moreover, the fear and greed index stays at 44, indicating a neutral level. In the past 24 hours, the global crypto market has witnessed a dip of 1.13%. The total crypto market value stays at 56.98 billion, which makes a 6.56 decrease. Bitcoin is struggling to maintain its price above 60K, while Ethereum prices have dropped by 1.45% in the past 24 hours, according to CMC data. The top three gainers over the past 24 hours, Quant, MOG, and Arweave. Is that Arweave? Yeah, it is. Yep. Arweave. They forgot Dog with Hats pumping too. I mean, sheesh. Where are we at here? So Quant doesn't look bad. Let me see. Is Quant on here? It is. It's up 4% for the day. Let's see here. MOG. Obviously, we already just checked MOG. So MOG is the Ethereum native token for the MOG ecosystem used as a means of transaction within the community. The coin can be bridged between Bitcoin and Ethereum via multi-bid. That's pretty cool. The price of MOG increased by 10%. I was looking to see if they had anything, any news or anything. But hell yeah, shout out to all the MOG people out there. I know some of you guys have been holding for a while, so good. Gina said no sell until after the ETFs. Oh yeah. Art saying call. We'll pull up call here. Jay said the MOG wheels in space on X keep saying they're having something big planned for MOG. I'm trying to find out myself. I know, bro. Listen, MOG isn't just running off the Ethereum ETF. Like it's up, you know, because of that probably, or it's holding. It's you know, holding its ground, but it's up because of something. Something's going on, or like you said on Twitter, there's anticipation for something going on with MOG. Usually you can see that in the market, especially on days like this where, not going to say the market's down, but like they said, the market is dull today, right? There's not a lot of volume, nothing too much going on. Bitcoin's hanging around 61, a little under 61,000, nothing too crazy. MOG is up 15%. Why? right? Did everybody just decide to just start pumping MOG, or is there something going on in the back end? So who freaking knows, right? Let's pull up Milady real quick. What the hell? This is weird. Look at Milady. Bro, I'm telling you guys, listen. I know you guys, what Milady's doing is she's boring the shit out of you guys. Watch. She's boring you guys. Just like NFK, and out of nowhere, it's just going to start freaking running. It's going to start running. A good thing that I like to see, we read this in an article. If you guys can see, let me make sure my screen. Now, I'm always worried, like the other day when we were streaming, you guys were like, bro, the screen's not even on the right. You're talking about something that's not even on the screen. I'm like, oh, crap. You guys can see for the fear and greed index, we're at 44, which is a neutral, right? If you guys remember a couple months ago, like when we were around the all-time high, we were literally right at extreme greed, like getting right into this. Usually, historically speaking, how they have this right here. This is basically the sentiment of how investors are feeling in the market, right? Right now, everybody's basically neutral. Are we going up? Are we going down? We're neutral, right? Well, when we're in a bear market, it's going to be down. When we got out of this last bear market, we were at like 10, 15. Like it was bad. It was bad, guys. Beautiful time to be buying, right? It was bad. So normally on this scale, the best time to buy is when everybody is in fear, right? And when everybody's in fear, best time to be buying in, just accumulating. It's hard. It sucks, right? Buying in. But if you think long term, it pays off, right? As it has. We started the channel off in the middle of a bear run, or in the middle of a bear market, right? And then we basically came out of that bear market in the channel with a lot of these projects. And I was pointing out things to buy, right? And obviously when we came out, we got some good positions on a lot of projects and made some good money. So, but it was hard buying in back here. But what I'm getting to is usually the best time to sell is when we're usually in the extreme greed. When we're in the extreme greed, usually indicates somewhat of a top, or at a local top, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's the top of the bull run. That's it. It's over. But it usually means some kind of a overbought kind of situation for the crypto market as a whole. Right now, we are sitting at 44 neutral, meaning we're right there in the middle, right? Is this a good time to buy? Possibly. Is this a good time to sell? Probably not, right? Probably not, most likely. It's right there in the middle. It's one of these times where it's kind of like I said, it's going to bore the hell out of you, right? Especially imagine if we sit around in this area for the next 2 months. You know how many people are going to end up selling for losses or selling for very little gains and just basically just like sitting on the side because they're bored, right? A lot of people are going to be doing that if we sit here for a while, and it could happen. But what I'm getting to is, you know, for me, myself right here, I've been slightly buying, but I definitely am not selling anything. Not selling anything because right now we're at a point where it's just like it's pointless to sell, in my opinion. Unless you're up, you know, like maybe if you bought it on MOG, particularly at a good price. I wouldn't say be selling right now, but like Gina was saying, is when is a good time to be selling? Well, you know, I would keep an eye on it because what comes up comes down, especially when the market is kind of where it's at right now. If you're seeing stuff that's pumping, it's usually going to be short term. You're not going to see just MOG running for the next 3 months, just continuing to make all-time highs and all-time highs, and while the market's not doing anything. Eventually, it's going to catch up to MOG as well, right? They can sit there and say whatever they want on Twitter, but eventually people are like, you know, a month down the road, they're going to be like, all right, what the hell? Nothing's going on. I'm selling, right? So, happy Saturday, guys. Happy freaking Saturday. But yeah, so we're just in one of those times, like I said, where it's just like right in the middle. Like I said, good time to buy in the fear. Best time to sell when we're in the greed. And this, it's hard to sell in that greed, I'm telling you, because that's why they say the greed. We all got that greed. We're waiting for it to keep going and keep pumping, and we want more gains and more gains. That's usually when it's a top, you know, indicator. Like I said, doesn't mean that it's necessarily the exact top, but it usually means it's a good time to reposition yourself, dare I say. Let's jump into some articles. As far as I have some bearish, I have some bullish articles. Let's see what is going on here. So, oh yeah, real quick, actually, I know a couple of you guys were asking me about a couple of projects. Let's pull up DeFi real quick before we get into the articles. So, let's see here. Someone was asking me first was about, what was it? Corgi with knife. Oof, what happened to Corgi with knife? Definitely broke the trend. I think that was like a few weeks ago. It broke the trend. You can see came back, hit its head on the trend. I remember calling that, and then you can see this thing has been moving down. You know, like I said, I personally know I don't know what they're doing, but I've spoken with the people that are operating this project. Right, that's the only reason why I even bring this project up, and we've talked about it. Because normally with the project with the liquidity that low, I would be cautious on putting any kind of money in it if it was anything more than like 20 to 50 bucks, right? Just because the market cap is so low, the liquidity is so low. But like I said, I personally know somebody that is because this was a community takeover project, meaning the dev basically handed over ownership to somebody that I know, right? So that's why I personally, like I said, we bring it up, and I wouldn't be necessarily, like I said, I'm not like buy in on this project, because at the end of the day, you can see it's not doing the best, right? It's not doing the best. It's kind of been real stagnant. The volume's at 50 bucks. So nothing is at all going on with the project right now. It doesn't mean that down the future it's not going to do something. But what I'm saying is normally we wouldn't be looking at a project of this statue, but given what I do know, I know that it's they're trying to do something with the project, right? They're trying to do something with the project. With this, I would say they need to figure out how they can get themselves on the front of the Cronos, like the top trending projects. This has a lot of potential. I mean, with the market cap being so freaking low, $15,000 market cap. I mean, you could put a few dollars in this thing, and if it jumps up to $1 million market cap, you might have a few $1,000s, right? I mean, that's how I look at it with these projects. I wouldn't be going crazy throwing in, excuse my language, like thousands of dollars, but at the same time, maybe a little stash right here, pick up a few trillion, you know what I'm saying, and see if it does something. I don't think that would be a bad idea, right? You know what? Let's buy some Corgi. Let's buy some Corgi with knife right now, while I am live with you guys. Let's see here. Face recognition. That's right. So you guys can't get into my wallet. You gotta have these pearly eyes to get into my wallet. So let's see here. Just pull it up. Don't be trying to buy in real quick before I buy in. All right, buddy? There's a few people right now that are trying to get a buy-in real quick before I buy. I'm watching the buys too. All right, what is this trading on? VVS. Let's go. Hurry up. Someone's trying to buy in. I just feel it. I'm going to buy a little bag of some Corgi with knives so I can be interested with you guys, right? What's going on here? Trade, swap. Oh. "20 minutes later." Holy crap. You hear that VBS sound? Alright, so let's buy in. What I have. How much is like 500 Crow? It's a little. You think that's too much? Screw it. I'll put it 500 Crow going in right now. Let's go. Confirm. Alright, says it's confirmed. Let's see. Trey said, who's that? TJ? Oh, Jay. Did my buy go through, though? Holy crap. It takes forever. I wonder if it even... Did it not go through? I'll find out here. I don't know if my buy went through. Yeah, it did, because it tells me... Yeah, it did. I was like, because it gave me 2.2 trillion, I think. Let's see. Bro, is it the deck? There it is right there. Holy crap. 10 minutes later. 10 minutes later. So you guys can see, I just put in 45 bucks, 500 crow. You guys can see this is my wallet right here. DAD ends with dad. If you ever see that on Cronos, that's my wallet right there. So let's see here. So I picked up 2.23 trillion. And like I said, guys, I wouldn't be going crazy, like me personally. Now, if we start running up and we get some solid liquidity behind us, I will add more to the project, right? I will add more. And, you know, that's obviously I would love to do it right now, but I would like to see what this project's got in store as far as if it's going to move up. So there you have it. You saw me. I just bought in, picked up that 2.2 trillion. Now let's run it to $1, guys. Just kidding. Let's run it to $1. You imagine a $40 freaking investment, make it like $2 trillion. That's crazy. One day we're gonna have a story like that. And I don't know about us, but on crypto we will have that. So let's pull up call. Call seems to be the hot commodity on the chat. Let's see here. Hold on here. So Troy said, I'm telling you, you wasted your money. You should have bought NFK. Troy, I have NFK, boy. You want me to put a buy in on NFK too? You have to diversify, bro. You have to diversify. And remember, Troy, what is that? Corgi with Knife is on Cronos. It's not on Solana, so it's a completely different ecosystem. It's a complete different ecosystem. Trust me, I have my Solana, you know, and we have our NFK. Don't worry, bro. No competition there. Jay said, Crip, do you know why the DEX shows wallets with incorrect buy info? Is it just not updating as quick as I imagine? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? You have an example? So looking at call real quick. So you guys know, I think they were supposed to get dropped on Gate.io. We can actually confirm if they did get dropped here. Let's pull it up. Call. Yep, they did. They got dropped on Gate.io. But look at this. Oh, the volume. Okay, I was like, bro, volume's at $900, but volume's at 177,000. Not too bad. Not too bad on Gate.io. Why is so call and Solana, okay, because it's bridged. 44,000. Still the biggest thing that people are buying call on, because you can even see on crypto.com $30,000 in volume, right? Nothing. More people are buying it on Gate.io, which is helping out, but you can see the most volume, it's still coming through on VVS. VVS is the top swap as far as people buying their call. So now that call got dropped on Gate.io, remember what I was telling you guys? I told you guys this. You know, I said two things. I said if it breaks above this 96 area, where it's pretty much, this is an area where it's hit its head multiple times, or I don't even know if I actually mentioned this, because now I'm thinking about it. I put this line earlier today. That is right. So I didn't say if it broke above 96, but now looking at it, that's a big spot that we would need to break above, or needed to break above, for us to really start going back up towards these all-time highs, right? You can see previously this has hit its head multiple times at that spot and got rejected. And sure enough, they got released on Gate.io. It did cause a nice influx of money coming in, but you can see that it has got rejected pretty much at this spot, right before this spot, which is pretty much at that 96, 97 area. It got rejected, and it has come down somewhat. Right here so far, bouncing around that 75, but we're really at the 77 right now. So basically what I'm saying is like I keep telling you guys, I think long term, I'm going to stay bullish on call. Short term, still not giving me those, oh, this is it. It's going to start running kind of vibes yet, So, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Get it? The bearer of bad news. But I do think that call most likely in the next week or two, if the markets continue to kind of be in the situation that they're in right now, where it's just kind of staying in its place, I think that you're probably going to see call come back down to these levels again. I really do think it's going to come back to these levels again. This could have been and probably is a big buy the news or buy the rumor, sell the news event as far as for call. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm being bearish on call or anything like that. I'm just saying short term, you guys can see the charts. We usually get these little spurts, and then we keep coming back down until we can break above this pivotal spot right here at the 96, pretty much to the 97. We break above and we stay above. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna just stay to where we're not there yet as far as a breakout for a call. Jay said, my wallet shows a lower amount than what I actually have. And had me listed as a new buyer when I added to the bag. What project are you speaking of, Jay? What project? And it could be just maybe an error for right now. The best thing you can do is go on. So if you're talking about, let's say you're talking about NFK, right? If you really want to see how much you have, or if you want to see what your how much it's worth, the best thing you can do is go on to one of the swaps like Jupiter or Radium, and actually go on to the swap and see what you can swap your NFK, like how much it's worth and how much you're holding in your wallet. If you're just looking at your actual in the main wallet page, you're not in the swap. It's probably, it should be accurate, but there could be times where you're looking at it and it's telling you have 150 billion and you might have 175 billion in NFK if you actually go into the swap and you're looking to swap over. So you're saying for Corgi with knife, is that normal? Wait. Oh, so RJ said it shows my amount, but there's no balance on my DeFi wallet. Yeah, it's not going to give you an amount, bro, because it's a smaller project. Yeah, for NFKJ, like I said, go on to Jupiter Swap and just put in if you're gonna swap NFK and just look there and see what you have. That's what you have. That's gonna be where you can probably get the ultimate answer. I Stay Hungry said my mic is low. Is it? I did lower the mic because I was watching one of the previous videos and it seemed like it was a little I was talking into the mic. Is that better? I'm just turning the mic up. Let me know if you guys are having audio issues if my mic is low. I'm trying to keep the mic away. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also trying to keep the mic low because it was picking up my computer. I have a freaking it has 19 freaking fans on the computer. So it'll pick up those fan sounds and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure it's not doing that. Let's jump into some freaking news for crypto, guys. All right. Hunger said it's better. There we go. All right. So Bitcoin's price prediction amid new income and spending data. Will crypto rally? Let's see here. So this was as of earlier today, a few hours ago. So Bitcoin bounced off of psychological support level of 60,000 to trade above 60,500. The core PCE price index, which we did cover this past week, the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge came in at a 0.1%, slightly below expectations of 0.2. Revised UOM consumer sentiment also fell short of forecasts, coming in at 65.6 compared to expected 65.9. As Bitcoin hovers above the 60,500 mark following a rebound from its recent dip, the cryptocurrency market is keenly watching the interplay between recent U.S. economic data and Bitcoin price predictions. Key economic data and impact. The lower than expected inflation data may suggest that inflationary pressures are easing, potentially reducing the need for the Feds to continue its aggressive interest rate hikes. This could be seen as a positive sign for Bitcoin, as it may signal a more favorable environment for risk assets. However, the dip in consumer sentiment could indicate some concerns about the overall economic outlook, which might temper investors' enthusiasm. Bitcoin bounced off a psychological support level of 60,000, currently trading above 60,500 as of June the 29th, which is today. This rebound suggests that the market may be interpreting economic data as monetary negative. However, not as negative as some had feared. The release of key economic data has had a mixed impact on Bitcoin, which is the cryptocurrency showing resilience by bouncing off the $60,000 support level. While the data may signal a less aggressive Fed in the near term, investors should remain cautious and monitor the evolving microeconomic landscape and regulatory environment closely. So Bitcoin's price prediction, let's see here. Bitcoin's price today stands at 60,700, which right now it's actually at 60,900, with the 24-hour trading volume exceeding 23.9 billion, despite a 1.45% decline in the past 24 hours. Its market cap remains substantial at 1.196 billion. Wait, its market cap remains. They meant to say trillion. They put billion. You imagine if Bitcoin's market cap was at 1.1 billion, Bitcoin would be back to like $100. That's crazy. Even they make mistakes. You see that? So technically, Bitcoin's chart presents a mixed picture, as ascending triangle pattern suggests a potential bullish continuation, but a break below the 50-day exponential moving average, 61,500, introduces a bearish element. So just to give you guys my opinion, we'll go back to the charts. We're going to come back to those articles. And you know what? Today we're actually going to be reading some Twitter. I always mean to bring Twitter up, and then I always forget after the stream. I'm like, oh, crap, I meant to bring up Twitter. So as far as Bitcoin, you guys already know, I've been saying this for a while, and I said this at the beginning of the stream, right? We want to make sure we're monitoring a Bitcoin. I know a lot of you guys probably don't have much, if anything, in Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin is going to dictate the market, right? For right now, like I said, you can see the trend as clear as day. We have not broke above this trend, or we haven't been able to actually break and stay above the trend for right now. Looking at the 1 hour, you see how the 1 hour, and there's this red line that's going exactly parallel to my trend line. That's the 1 hour, the 200-day SMA moving average, right? And you can see it's basically running exactly with my trend line as we've continued to move down. That 200-day is going to be a pivotal spot. This is on the 1 hour, pivotal spot to break above, and that's when you're going to hear me saying, all right, we're breaking back up towards the upside. Now, we have come down, and it looks like the come down has kind of bottomed out, right? As you can see, the charts, we have moved down, but now it looks like we bottomed out. I wouldn't be surprised. I did say that I was expecting us to come down towards this 57, where the 200-day moving average is. We didn't make it all the way down, but this drop right here, when we did drop to about 58.5, was most likely, I'm not going to say for sure, but it's looking like it was probably the bottom for right now. Given that you can see that we've moved down and now we're starting to basically consolidate to the right, meaning we're not breaking out or anything like that. We're kind of just chopping to the side for right now. A lot of times when you see these moves where we're coming down and then we kind of find a bottom, we're usually gonna maybe stay there for a little while, chop around before we move up, or maybe this week we could see something where we start moving towards the upside. Easily could happen, but until we break above this trend line and really this 200-day on the 1 hour, this 200-day SMA simple moving average, until we can break above that, which currently right now would have to be somewhere around the 62,000 mark. We'd have to break above and stay above. I'm going to say that we're definitely not out of the woods, and there could definitely still be some more downward movement in the short term near future. So, that's where I've been saying this for the last like week or two, or maybe even longer. I've been telling you guys, as we started moving down, right before we even started moving down, when we kind of were in this area, I was telling you guys, I said, I think there's going to be a little bit of pain coming. And I ended up swapping over some of my positions from like Solana, which you guys know I'm very bullish on, right? Moving my Solana over to USDC. Well, you guys know I started accumulating Solana, particularly when we dropped down to these levels. And I know we're looking at Bitcoin, but the charts are pretty much the freaking same, right? You can see we dropped down. Now Solana, if you can see, Solana is a little different because we were on parallel. Just like Bitcoin, we actually broke below our 200-day, but Solana has since in the last few days broken out of this trend, and it looks like it wants to move. Now, this is obviously given with the whole talk about the Solana ETFs coming up next. That right there is probably the sole reason why you're seeing Solana having a little bit more of a breakout than Bitcoin or any of these other particular major cryptocurrency projects. So, but the point of what I'm getting to is that I still, as far as with Bitcoin, the whole market, I still don't think we're out of the woods just yet. There's going to be some levels that we definitely need to hit, as far as confirming that we're out of that trend, So yeah, so they give out some charts, blah 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 blah. They give out all these charts. We already pretty much read that. Now, so that was the bullish, I would say, slightly bullish. This is going to be your bearish. Obviously, it's going to be on CoinDesk. So Bitcoin and crypto closing out a lame quarter, and one analyst believes more pain could be in store. So let's see here. The price of Bitcoin has dipped nearly 15% during the second quarter, and altcoins fared even worse. A powerful start to 2024 had the bulls predicting $100,000 Bitcoin at some point this year, but relentless selling pressures during April and June, let's see here, has the price struggling not to drop below 60,000 as the quarter draws to a close. Entering the second quarter, Bitcoin was trading just shy of 71,000 level, and at a press time, looks like it was changing hands at, at press time, was changing hands at 60,800, a decline of more than 14%, helped by the tailwind of what now appears to be the certain spot ETF approval. Ethereum outperformed, but will still in the red in the second quarter with a 5% drop. Dragged down by even more declines in dragged down by even larger declines in many altcoins, the broader CoinDesk influx fell more than 21% during the last 3 months. Among movers, Solana, which we already know, that's what I was telling you guys. We saw it with our project, obviously being paired to Solana. Solana's down in the last few months. Solana technically is down 30%, believe it or not, because remember, Solana ran up to about $210, and we're at trading at about $140 right now. So we're technically down around 30% for Solana right now, believe it or not. Ripple's XRP dropped 23% and Dogecoin plunged 42%. It's crazy, and I'm not talking about any YouTubers, and I'm not going to bring up any names, but it's so funny. I always see this particular YouTuber every day coming out with the Dogecoin video, and he's like, Dogecoin to $1. And I'm like, bro, how? I'm just like, dude, I believe Dogecoin will make it eventually. It will eventually get that dollar, right? But I don't know how someone can come up with a video every day on Dogecoin going to $1. I'm like, dude, it's crazy. I don't know. It just pops up on my my feed. So I'm like, again, Dogecoin to $1, bro? Give it a rest. Just kidding. So the index's best performer was the above mentioned Ether with its 5% slide. So they're saying Ethereum, out of the bigger projects, the big multi-billion-dollar projects, was probably the best performed. And that really is because Ethereum has come up from its bottom in the last few weeks or last maybe month because of the ETF for Ethereum, right? If that ETF was not in the works of being released in the next week, Ethereum would be right there with all these projects down probably 15 to 20% as well. So let's see here. I wanted to skip over. So it says more pain in store for Q3. So Q3 is basically, you have to remember, we're quarters, right? They're going through the quarters. So every 3 months is a quarter. So right now we just got into the quarter 3, basically, because March is your first quarter. And then second quarter is from March to June. And then now from June to, I think October, or I don't know, whatever it is. It's September, I think it is going to be the third quarter. So the next 3 months basically that we've been in. Bitcoin entered, so it says Bitcoin entered a downtrend on June the 20th, writes Marcus at 10x Research, laying out 10 reasons why the price could decline to 55,000 in the near term. So the guide noted that many trends following funds are looking at the same signals and might be inclined to pile into short positions. In addition, while some bulls may have been excited that the presidential debate seemed to favor Donald Trump, who recently come out as notably pro crypto and pro Bitcoin, the guy suggested President Biden's poor performance highlighted the chance they're going to make us get political, guys. Don't worry. So President Biden's poor performance highlighted the chance of a replacement Democratic nominee who might end up as a far more formidable opponent in November's election. So the guy also reminded about seasonality. The third quarter has historically been the weakest one, with an average return of just 5% over the past 13 years. So you guys hear that? Quarter 3 of every year since they've tracked the cryptocurrency market, right? Quarter 3 usually, even if we're in a bull run, is usually either the weakest or the worst quarter that you can be in during the year. So this is what they're going off of trends, right? They're not really going off of much data. You know, you can say with the whole, Biden and Trump, like I said, I don't think that really has anything to do with anything with crypto right now whatsoever. You guys know with the debate, nothing was even brought up about cryptocurrency. So I don't think that it has anything to do about, the election that's coming up whatsoever. I honestly just think that right now we've seen, like the other article that we saw, 2024, we have pumped up so much. Bitcoin made all-time highs already, right? Running up to $73,000+. There's going to be a healthy retracement, and that's what we've seen. But if you tell me that 60,000 is our retracement, that's it, and then we're going to start moving back up, I would say that 100,000 is not going to be far away. 60,000 is our bottom. It will not be much for us to get to 80,000. Won't be much for us to get to 100,000 as far as in the thick of the bull run, if that's how it plays out, right? This article is suggesting that Bitcoin could possibly come down to about 55,000, which even 55,000, guys, is not bad, honestly. Remember where we just came from. Bitcoin was down to $15,000. So if they're talking about us seeing some kind of a downward move or continuous downward move, and the bottom being somewhere in between $55,000 and $60,000, we'll take it all day. Take it all day. Like I said, an event of that, and right now where we've been, I mean, if you're taking advantage of the dips, I think in the long run, it's going to pay off for you. I really do think that. So let's see here. Checking the chat real quick. You guys are kind of quiet today. Well, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We can take it all in. Just listen to me talk, because this is what I'm here for, right? So jumping in on Twitter. Let's see here. Let's see what the hell this is. When you've been in crypto for 7 years, look, there's a war going on. It's raining. Aliens are flying by. They're basically saying if you've been through crypto in the last 7 years, nothing's going to phase you, right? Nothing's going to phase you. Let's look at this chart real quick that's on Twitter. This is why I like Twitter, because you can get kind of other opinions, right? You can get other opinions that maybe you wouldn't think of. So looking at this chart that this person created, and I'll shout him out. Who is this? Crypto Rover. You guys can see that. Let's see. I was sorry. I was reading. Do you guys see this? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, my screen's over it. You guys see this girl right here? Everybody know about that? Oh, I should put a meme. We should do that. I'm gonna put that in the I'm gonna put that on the emojis. I'm gonna put her on there. All right. So let's see here. So this guy basically is mapping out the cycles, right? You can see 2011, 2012. You know, you had a nice run up. These are by the thousands right here, right? This is the year. These are the thousands. You can see Bitcoin 2011 ran up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm saying these are the thousands. No, these are the dollars right here. It's just crazy to think that Bitcoin at a time, this is back in 2011, was at 20 freaking dollars. But look at this. So Bitcoin trading under a freaking dollar runs up to about 30 bucks, right? You can see, and then it kind of retraced. This is obviously within about a 2-year period, and then it went on a parabolic run, running up towards past 100 bucks, right? Fast forward 2014 to 2016. So now we're in about a 3-year period. You can see Bitcoin again was back down towards, let's see here, back down towards, well, I guess what they're showing us is this right here is right here. So you can see it fast forwards. This was this run right here. Bitcoin ran up to about 1,000, retraced back down to, it's not telling us, but somewhere around probably $100 before running right up to $5,000. And then you can see on the next chart, 2019, 2020, right here, and a little bit of 2021, you can see Bitcoin basically. This is back when, this is like when I jumped into crypto. You can see Bitcoin was about $5,000, ran up to about 12, because I remember this, ran up to about 12, came back down to about $5,000 before ripping. This was like the ultimate rip right here, from about $5,000 running up to $60,000+. And now what they're showing us is 2022 to 2024, where we currently are sitting right now. What they're basically showing us is that we really haven't seen the parabolic move yet for this bull run. It hasn't come yet. It might have felt, because we just came from down here in this bull run. This bear market. You can basically look at it like a valley, right? We're sitting in a valley, which AKA was the bear market, and we have had a run, but it hasn't been anything compared to these other cycles, right? So that's what this is saying, and you have to take it with a grain of salt, is we could potentially haven't seen much yet. We haven't seen anything yet to be compared to what we could be seeing in this next bull run. Now, and I don't mean next bull run, but in the thick of the bull run, because I already think we've already been in obviously a bull market. But do I think that Bitcoin's going to run up to 300K? I mean, that's pushing it, I think, in my opinion. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think that we're going to hit 300K? Me when my $100 in crypto becomes 104 overnight. Yeah. It's hilarious. Says me when it says me whenever the group chat starts talking about crypto. That's what my portfolio needs to look like right there. Freaking 4,400 Solana. That's goals right there. 100 Ethereum. Hell yeah, that's goals right there. I've had a big chunk of Ethereum. Let's see here. A lot of these people are giving remember, these are just random people, so you gotta take it with a grain of salt. So a lot of these people are basically saying that, you see, this is bear market. Obviously, the end of 2023, accumulation zone, run, reaccumulation. Basically, what they're saying that we're in right now is basically a reaccumulation zone from where we're at right now. But this is for Ethereum. Crypto Queen. Isn't that the girl that used to come on here and fight with me? Pretty sure that was her. She should come in here and fight with me about Jasmy. I don't even care about the little meme coin that they're talking about, but this meme is so funny right here. They have him tied up with his phone on, looking at his portfolio, or looking at something where he can't buy in. It seems like on Twitter you can see a lot of people are calling for a big run coming up. I mean, you can see Ash Crypto, this will end. This will be the end of the bear trap. Then prepare for the epic breakout towards $150,000 to $200,000. You guys can see this chart, pretty much what they're calling, and you can see, look what he's calling for. He's calling for a drop somewhere around, looks like 52,000, somewhere in between 52 to somewhere around $48,000 to $52,000 is what he's looking for, and they're basically calling it a bear trap, where people think it's bearish. They sell off, and then it's a reverse, and we start running up, right? That's called a bear trap. Other way around would be a bull trap, where we see somewhat of a run up, and people think that we're running, right? And they're buying in, and the price dumps. That's called a bull trap. So what this guy's calling, Crypto Ash, is that we're basically in some kind of a bearish trap, where pretty much he still thinks that we could easily come down towards 48 to 52,000, which I think would be relatively, that is pretty low. You know, I don't know if I'm calling those levels particularly yet, but I would honestly, if Bitcoin drops down to some of those levels, like sub $50,000, bro, I would be honestly ecstatic, because that means like Solana and a lot of these other projects would be dropping down to the low hundreds, if not breaking below $100. If I can get my hands on sub $100 Solana, bro, I would be so happy. I don't care if I have to hold on to it for the next year or two. I really would not care. Art said, what the F was that? Larry said, first gonna get to 80. Jay said, that bear trap I've been hearing a lot of, and it'll pull a reversal towards the Fed rate cut time. And you know, it's funny, Jay, is you bring that up, and that's pretty much, that would kind of go with it, because if you think about it, remember, we've been calling for September, right? As far as the Fed starting to ease on interest rates, right? September. And that would kind of go with it. But if that's September, you're talking about another 2 months of some downward action for the market, right? You have to remember, guys, when we're looking at these charts, I know when we're living in it right now, right? If we go down for the next 2 months, it's going to feel like hell. It's going to feel like hell. It's going to be hard for you to sit there and hold on or to continue to buy in. You're going to have everybody sitting there telling you that we're going back down to $10,000, $20,000, right? It's going to be rough if that's what we're going to do, right? It's going to be rough. But at the end of the day, if something like this plays out where it's just a bear trap and we do come down to some of these sub $50,000 levels, like I told you, me coming out of multiple bear markets, going through it all, it doesn't worry me. Honestly, it really, like I tell you guys, you make the most money when you position yourself properly during these big dips or during a bear market. So if we were able to retrace and come back down towards 50,000 or less, not saying it's going to happen, but that would only make me very happy, honestly, because I would be able to accumulate in each and every, we all would, right? We all have the power to do it, to accumulate any of our favorite projects. So yeah, exactly, Jay. I 100% agree with you. We'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, if that was to happen, as far as us come down to these levels, and this isn't going to be overnight. This would be a drawn out thing to maybe about 1 to 2 months. That would kind of play into what this guy's saying as far as us coming down a little bit more in the next few weeks. We stay down there maybe for a few weeks. It all in total comes out to maybe about 2 months. September rolls around. Feds indicate that they're going to start, and we see the Feds actually start reducing rates. That could easily just spark back up, that bull run. And if that played out, it would ultimately look and be basically a bear trap, because a lot of people would fall into it thinking that we're going to be dropping down to $30,000, $20,000, and they sold off, and we didn't get down to those levels. We ended up going down to maybe 50, 49, 48, somewhere around there, and then we just blasted right back off, only to make new all-time highs, right? And that goes back to, like I told you guys, and I showed you guys, Bitcoin's charts as far as back in 2021, when we did, Bitcoin ran up to 56,000, not only to only drop down to 29K and sit there for 8 weeks. We dropped down to those levels. You want to talk about people jumping ship, getting terrified and jumping out? For 8 weeks, we sat there in the 20s, right? Looked terrible. It looked like we were going to continue to keep moving down. And after that 8-week period, somewhere around that threshold, we ended up jumping right back up and actually exceeding 56K. And that's when we ended up making that $67,000, $69,000 all-time high. Obviously, it wasn't overnight. It took a few months. But, looking back, that's exactly what Bitcoin did in the last bull run. So we'll have to see how it plays out, but you got to remember all this. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but it's good to kind of get different, views of what other people are saying, on the charts, and kind of making your own decision, right? Or at least being prepared for all this stuff, right? You want to be prepared for both, if we're going to be coming down or if we're going to be coming up, right? If you're one of those people that you're just like, bro, I'm diamond handing it, and I mean, a lot of us are, right? Then you really don't have anything to worry about. And if we come down, that just should be good, because then you'll be able to just accumulate more. And if we go up, you have your positions open, right? So, I mean, it's a win-win with that situation as well. So let's see here. Me, when people ask what all season was like in 2017. That's too funny, guys. Twitter never seems to fail, right? Never seems to fail. Is that Lark? Yep. That's hilarious, guys. That is funny. Let's jump back into the charts. We've done enough Twitter. We'll be sitting there Looking at Twitter all day. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Other than that, we do have our members only stream coming out tomorrow, guys. Remember, I did tell you guys to let me know if there's any projects. I really would like for you guys to present like around 5 projects that you guys are interested in. If we do come down, this could be a good opportunity for us to dissect these projects and me give you my opinion on when I think is a good time price-wise to get in on some of these projects. So tomorrow will be our members only stream. We'll have it earlier than our stream is today, and then we'll have our regular stream after that. So, but other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Be safe out there. Drink a beer for me. Cheers. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right, guys? Thank you again.